I now want to introduce the centre a little bit more formally to you. And here's the 3 communication links that we've got established. This is called our Kapow diagram. And what it depicts is the 3 themes or 3 areas that Klaus also already mentioned that we want to work on. The first one, which is here, which is to think of universities as having quite a new position in the world. They're surrounded by, and if I can draw, they're surrounded by a whole plethora of new organisations, all with interests in the universities. Publishing industries have got new business plans, corporate funders want to be involved, audit companies, ranking organisations. The Ministry of Research now is a pressure on the universities rather than part of the sector. The student recruitment and credit ranking organisations, all these consultancies, McKinsey's and all of the other organisations, also the more like pressure groups, international agencies, and then there are community groups also wanting to have a participation in what the university does. In this new context, how does the university negotiate its identity, its relationships, its futures? That's one set of big questions. Commercial, the universities are involved in international foreign policy, in soft diplomacy. There's a whole range of ways in which now universities have a new place in the world. Now, how do I go back? That way, good. The second one is that then has an impact on the internal life of the universities. So there are drivers for performance indicators, there are new systems of governance and management, there are new expectations about education, about creating knowledge workers, there's new digital media coming into the story. There's a whole range of ways in which the internal life of the university gets transformed. And the third thing then, if you look at the new role in the world and the new internal life, how do those 2 things then come together in thinking about what is the future of the university? What form of organisation should the university have? How should it organise its teaching and its research? What kind of relations with surrounding society? There's a mass of issues that aren't just critical and theoretical. They are critical and theoretical, but we also want to start thinking very, very practically. Okay, what does this mean in actual terms of how we organise a university? Can we experiment? Can we set up new designs, new ways of doing things? So they're the 3 themes that we want to work on. But the Kapow bit is this pink bit in the middle. Whoops, sorry, the pink bit in the middle. Because out of those 3 areas of work, we want to start having a different kind of dialogue between researchers and policymakers, so that we can open up a space where we can start talking to people throughout the policy community about the kind of thinking we're doing, and we can get in touch with the kind of thinking they're doing and have a hopefully very fruitful exchange in Denmark, but also in Europe and internationally. So our aim overall, if this is a map of the 218 research centres that existed in the world, you'll notice that there's a little light green splodge there without a red dot on it. So our aim is to get a red dot on the map. And to do this, we've organised ourselves under those 3 themes. We want the membership to belong to the whole, so they join into everything. But for purposes of making things happen, we've organised ourselves into 3 themes with 2 coordinators for each theme. So first of all, the one about university's position in the world is coordinated by Jakob, who's standing outside the door there, pretending he's not here, and Sarah Robinson, who's in Australia, but sends her best wishes. And the second one about the transforming life of the university, that's organised by CERN, and Laura Louise Sarau, who is there, and you'll meet later on in the proceedings. And then the third on the future universities and higher education is organised by Reka there she is over by the window, and me working together. And you'll notice that there's a DPU CUDIM link up for each one of those. So we're working quite well together, we're generating lots of ideas. We've put out to the two organisations that are principally involved here, DPU and CUDIM, an open invitation to become members of CHEF. And so far, DPU had a response from 16 people wanting to put a lot of energy and be core members of it, and 25 other people wanting to bring research ideas or engage in some of the aspects. And CUDIM has 6 core members and 7 associated members. But this is just an advertisement to say, if you haven't signed up to CHEF yet and you'd like to, then you're very welcome, and that we want to extend this membership to the whole of Aarhus University, other universities in Denmark and the world. So we want to be a focused organisation that really is looking at some of the issues in Denmark, but is also very much engaged in international debates and action. Thank you.